Well, good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Investigators in Cars. Drinking coffee.
This is my coffee.
That's your coffee. It's actually a chai. It's not a coffee.
Right.
Okay. This is actually a coffee, but it's a cold brew.
Wow.
It's my concession to the fact that it's 90 degrees out.
Oh, well, that's true.
I know. It's in the afternoon. We're not parking. You know.
So good afternoon.
Good
Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon. We're out here. TGIF. So today, Wendy, our subject matter. The top 5. Oh, did I tell them we're private investigators? Oh, you're welcome to Investigators in Cars Drinking Coffee. I think we did that part. Okay. The top 5, topic today, top 5 stupid things to do to ruin your PI career.
Ooh,
your private investigator career. 5 stupid things that you could do to ruin your private investigator career.
Yeah, hopefully we don't do any of these.
Hopefully, no, we don't do any of these.
Yeah. This is a good reminder.
This is a good reminder. Yeah. So, okay, number 5, coming in at the top 5 list, beginning at number 5, placing it, go ahead, reread it.
Placing a GPS tracking device on someone else's vehicle unless one of the vehicle owners give you permission.
Yeah. That is a common question. Well, that's a common question we get a lot is, hey, can we put a GPS device on the car? No, there are certain conditions when you can, but particularly here in the each particular state has its own statutory restrictions on GPS devices and drone devices as well. We'll get to that in a couple minutes.
So what is a GPS device?
GPS device is, I talked about this on an earlier edition, so go back to that.
Yeah, we had the Donald Duck.
The Donald Duck car with a GPS device on it.
Okay, so you stick it on, it's a
magnet.
You stick it on,
it's a magnetized package. It tells you where a vehicle goes, but you can't put them on. You can't put them on in Florida particularly.
No.
That's been determined to be illegal. But there are certain conditions when you can, such as if you want to track your children driving your car, then that's a different scenario.
Or if there's 2 owners to a car, one owner can get permission.
But not if they have permission. But again, not in issues where there's a separation or a divorce going on. That might be an issue. So check with your attorney. But that is a very stupid thing you can do to jeopardize your PI career.
Okay.
Number 4, take photographs of a person who is behind closed doors or in their backyard or anywhere else they could not reasonably expect to be observed. This includes planting fixed cameras in private places and drones to fly overhead.
Drones, wow.
Yeah.
So we can take photographs in public places. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
We cannot go in someone's yard and stick a camera in their window.
Right.
Which, we almost had an employee do that who's no longer employed. People have an expectation of privacy in their houses, wherever they're, expect to be private. We can't be taking pictures or setting up cameras somewhere, video cameras in their backyard.
Big no-no.
Nothing like TV, so that is something we just cannot do.
Those are regulated, and those are the kind of things to get you a call from an investigation by the Division of Licensing to yank your career.
But what about public property, Mark?
Well, on public property, this is where people take video all the time, but they do not take audio. We cannot take audio of a conversation.
That's another one.
You can video tape someone meeting with somebody in a public location, such as a restaurant or a park, but you cannot record their conversation. That would be eavesdropping, and that's going to be our second stupid thing. But that's number 4.
There's no privacy in public places.
There's no expectation of privacy in public places. That's correct, generally speaking. All right, number 3. Trespass on private property, such as breaking into people's homes, cars, or other buildings without the consent of the other party.
Okay.
Of course, if you have consent, you're not breaking in. You've probably got a key.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a biggie. We see, what is it you see on television all the time?
Well, you see investigators jumping over fences into people's yards and, breaking into businesses and
with a
pushing
lockpick.
Doors down and,
Yeah. Anybody, you should really try following a locksmith who's trying to get into your house and see how quickly he does it.
Yeah.
It takes like an hour.
Yeah.
It's very complicated.
And lots of tools.
And lots of tools to do that here. You can't go on private property.
Right.
You cannot break laws in the pursuit of an investigation.
Right.
Even the police have severe restrictions on they need a warrant to go into places, and as private investigators, we're not getting warrants.
No.
So you have to be very cautious about that as well.
Right.
Number 2, you read this one here. Number 2 stupid thing.
Wiretap phones or record phone calls without someone's permission.
Yeah, that's a bad deal. That's a
and
guy.
that's so easy to do nowadays, as far as
just recording conversations.
Yeah.
They're almost built into your phones.
Yeah.
Now I want to clarify that we do take recorded statements frequently from witnesses, but we always advise them that we are recording the conversation. We secure their permission before. We advise them that they're under. We place them. We just ask them if they're telling us the truth. They provide us what we call a consensual recorded statement.
Right.
But in Florida, now states vary in the regulation, but Florida is what we call a two-party state. You must have the permission of the other party to record that conversation. And if you don't have that permission, you are doing something very stupid to screw up your PI career.
Yeah. And don't record your friends, and it's just not going to fly. It's against the law.
Now, what if someone leaves you a voicemail?
I don't know. I mean,
that happens a lot. You get these weird people make these stupid.
But they did that voluntarily.
They did
right?
that. They know they're going on a voice recording, and
that's a good question.
Yeah, so you can keep the voice recording for future, but you cannot record surreptitiously someone's conversation unless you are in a one-party state, and in those cases, you can record conversations of other people.
Wow.
But Florida is a two-party state, which means both parties have to consent to the recording. You have to advise the party that you are recording the conversation.
Oh, wow. I didn't know there were states that allowed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And number 1, we've had this is the one. Do a drum roll. Number 1, stupid thing to do to ruin your PI career. Impersonate yourself as a law enforcement officer or public official to compel a witness to talk to you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That happens. Well, that happens because they have, as investigators, it's not illegal to say we're somebody we're not and make a phone call.
Yeah, a pretext. We call that a pretextual phone call. You can say you're a claims adjuster.
Right.
Exactly.
I just looked that up. It is not illegal.
Right.
However, it is illegal to say you're a police officer.
Correct.
Or any kind of public official, so people feel legally compelled to talk to you.
Correct.
So when we interview someone, I mean, we get our cards out, our private investigator cards, and we show them to them. We're private investigators. Yeah. We're not police officers. We don't work for the state attorney. Yeah. We make it very, very clear that we are just private investigators. And when Mark does recorded statements, he'll say the same thing. I'm not an insurance adjuster.
I'm not with law enforcement.
Right.
I'm not with the state's attorney's
Exactly.
office.
I'm not a police officer. So nobody feels compelled that, I have to talk to them.
Yeah. And
in our field, there's a lot of ex-police officers that retire and they decide to be investigators. And that's they're a great benefit to our field. But they can't even then say they're a police officer, and I'm sure.
Or they can't allude to being a former police officer.
Exactly, and I'm sure that's a little tough for them because they're used to being able to compel people to talk to them. So we have to use, what do we use to get people to talk to us, Mark?
Personal skills. People have to like us.
Yes.
Well, they have to like. Well, they might probably like you. They don't
everybody talks to you.
But this is our business card right there. It doesn't look anything like an official card.
No, we made sure of that.
We made sure we hired a designer to make sure our cards did not resemble law enforcement or any kind of official. When I was with the federal government, we all had badges. We had business cards and that had the seal.
Yeah.
But you can't have anything like that in the private sector. You can't leave any impression. And even then, we have issues with witnesses who say, "Well, I thought he was a police officer." So at times I've actually had witnesses sign the back of my business card so I have their signature on it to protect myself from an allegation like that.
It's a big issue. So.
But that's the number 1 stupid thing. There are plenty of stupid things you can do to ruin your PI career, but these are the top 5 that we had until at least the next time when we do another 5.
Yeah, maybe we'll do another 5.
Seems
to be a lot of stupid things.
Well, there's been some private investigators who went to prison here lately.
I know. Yeah. Yes, we had one that was going to speak at our
annual conference.
And he got
convicted.
Convicted.
There's nothing funny about the charges. He was actually blackmailing. He's accused and been convicted of blackmailing a witness in a sex abuse case.
Yeah.
What are people thinking?
I don't know.
But that is a really stupid thing to do.
They just really want to win their case, and they're willing to do whatever, and you just can't do that. The facts are the facts. We are fact finders.
Fact finders. I'm not an advocate.
We don't make cases. So,
no, we don't make cases. We're trying to keep. We have a profession that we have to protect.
And a license.
And a license to protect.
So thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Hey, listen, if you like what you're seeing here, go down to the bottom and hit the subscribe button, and you'll get a new video every week. And we will be back again. Oh, also I want to promote my tactical pen. You've seen me post a couple times on this. This is a great self-defense tool, a great something to have with you. It's actually legal. You can't take it on an airplane for TSA, but most other places you can walk right in without a problem. It's an actual pen as well as a defensive tool. So make a comment below and we'll see about getting you one.
There you go.
But have a great weekend. We'll see you next time on Investigators in Cars Drinking Coffee.
Bye-bye now.